Hey, what's going on guys? In today's tutorial, I will show you how to design a fully custom blog page for your WordPress website. Normally, when you are using a free theme, your blog page looks super boring and honestly speaking, it's not enough to attract your visitors. So in today's tutorial, I'll show you how to transform the look and feel of your blog page from this design to this. And here each of the content, the layout and everything is 100% customizable. I will show you how we use Elementor Pro to create this beautiful blog page, and additionally here we will also see how to design this custom post loop layout, how to create this special hover effect by applying some special tricks. Then I will make this page fully responsive for all of the devices. So without further ado, let's start building this beautiful page. So here you can see this is our default blog page. And this design is not looking so good. So first of all, I want to go to my dashboard, and here you can see this is my post page. And if we go to our settings and under reading, you can see we have set our blog page as the post page. Now to create the custom layout for our blog page, we need to go to the theme builder. So under templates, let's go to theme builder. Here we need to create a template for our blog post. But here I want to mention that to use this theme builder option, you have to have both Elementor and Elementor Pro. So I have give both of these plugins link on my description. You can quickly get this from here. Okay, now to create the custom layout, let's click on this add new button. And from here, let's select the type to archive and give a name for our template. And click on create template. Let's close this. So in this page, first of all, I want to create a banner for our blog page. So let's click on this plus icon, and here let's click on here. And in this section, I want to insert a header. So let's drag this heading widget here. But here you can see this section is overlapping with our header because here we have created a transparent header. So here first of all, we need to add some padding with this section. Okay, so from navigator, let's select this section, and here I want to add some padding. So from advanced, let's add some padding here, 133, and at the bottom I want to give 95 pixel padding. And here let's change the text for this heading to this. Okay, after the heading, let's add a paragraph. So from here, let's drag this text editor widget after this. And finally, I want to add a button. So from here, this is our button widget. So drag this to here. Here for this paragraph, I want to change this text to this. And also for this button, I also change it to this text. Okay, we have inserted this content inside our banner. Now let's quickly design this. So first of all, for this heading, I want to change its color. So from style, let's add a dark color. Okay, this one. And here I also want to use this color in multiple places. So let's save this color as a global color. So let's click on this plus icon and rename this color to dark color and click on create. And then from the typography, I want to change the font to EB Garamond, and let's increase the size to 118 pixel. And it looks too bold. I want to reduce the font weight to 400. And for this heading, I want to make this portion of this heading to italic. So let's select this and click on italic. Okay, our heading looks good. Then let's style this paragraph. So let's click on here. And first of all, I want to change the color to our newly created dark color. And from the typography, I want to select another font, Noni 2 Sans, and increase the font size to 30 pixel. And I also want to reduce the line gap here. So from line height, let's choose EM and give it to 1.65. And finally, I want to reduce the width of this paragraph to this amount. So go to advanced, and from the positioning, let's make its width to custom and make it to 760 pixel. Okay, now that looks good. So finally, let's design this button. So go to here, and first of all, I want to change this green background. So from style, let's select our dark color and let's change the font to this no need to sans, font size to 20 pixel, and also font weight make it more bold, 600. Then I want to make the border fully round, so from the border radius I want to make it to 100. Okay, now it's fully rounded. Then let's also increase the padding for this button. I want to make it to 15 pixel, but on the left and right I want to increase this to 30. Okay, now everything is great, but here I want to adjust the spacing between this content. So first of all, go to headings and go to advanced, and from here I also want to add some margin at the bottom to 6 pixel. And for this paragraph I want to reduce the gap, so here I want to use negative bottom margin, so let's make it to -22 pixel. Okay, now everything looks great, but this section looks super simple. Here now I want to add a background image, so let's go to the section settings and go to style, and from here I want to add a background image. Let's select this one and let's position this to center and make the size to cover. Okay, I always prefer to make the background size to cover because it makes sure your background image will always fill up the full area of your section. Okay, our background image is done. Now I want to add the background overlay. So from here let's select the linear background, and in this linear background you can choose two colors. So for the first color I want to make it to fully transparent, and for the second color let's make it to fully white and make the opacity to fully 100%. Okay, now you can see a gradient overlay above this background, which is at the top fully transparent and gradually becomes white at the bottom. Okay, now everything looks good, but here I'm not really happy with this gradient overlay. It's not looking that good. So here I don't want to use this background overlay in this way. So from here let's remove this gradient layer, and also I want to remove this background image. So what I want to do, I want to create a new section for this, and first of all let's set a height for this section. So from here let's set the minimum height to 550 pixel. Then from the style let's add background image, and as usual make it to center and make the size to cover. Then instead of giving the background overlay from here, I want to add a custom CSS code. So let's go to advanced, and in this custom CSS field I want to add some code for making this gradient. Okay, let's paste this, and you can see this gradient looks far better than our previous gradient background. And here you can get this code snippet from my link on the description. You just need to copy this and directly paste here on this place. Okay, now let's drag this section above our banner here. So let's go to again to navigator, and I wanna drag this over this section here. But here you can see a huge gap. To get rid of this gap we need to use some negative margin for this section. So if we go to the layout, here we can see for this section we have used 550 pixel height. So let's copy this height from here, and from the advanced I want to set the same amount of negative margin at the bottom. So let's remove this clip icon, and here let's paste this. I want to set it as negative margin. Okay, now our banner section looks great. So after that, here I want to add our blocks. So for this let's again add a new section, and inside this I want to drag this archive post widget. Okay, now you can see this is our blog post, and here you can see each of these are the blog posts which I have created from my WordPress dashboard. And here if you want to change each of these blog post layout, you can do this from this Elementor option. But if you want to make more complex layout, Elementor is not enough for that. So for creating 100% custom layout for our each blog post, we need to install a plugin called Elementor Custom Skin. So first of all let's save this. So click on publish, and from here let's click on add condition, and let's keep this to default all archives, and click on save and close. Okay, then if we go to plugins, Here you can see this is the plugin Elementor Custom Skin. I have already installed this. So this is a totally free plugin which you can use with Elementor. So after installing this plugin, if we go to the theme builder, here you can see a new tab is added. This is the loop tab. So let's go to here, and from here we will create a custom layout for our post loop. So let's click on this add new, and let's name the template to custom loop template and click on create template. Okay, let's close this. And here in this section, first of all, I want to add the title of our post. So here is an widget for that, post title. So let's drag this to here. Okay, and first of all, I want to set a height for this section. So go to section, and from the height option, make the minimum height to 560 pixel. Okay, so this is our post title. So above this post title, I want to add the category of this post. If we again go to here, I want to drag this post info widget, and from here let's close all of this. And from this option, instead of the type author, I want to select it to terms and choose the taxonomy to categories. Okay, you can see here the category of this post, and here I also don't want this icon, so make the icon to none. Then here after the title, I want to add the author name. So for this, let's duplicate this and drag this under this heading, and here again go to this option and choose the type to author. Okay, we have created the content for our post loop. So before designing this, I want to edit this section. So let's go to the section settings, and here first of all I want to set the featured image as the background image for this section. So for this, let's go to the style tab of this section, and from the background type, instead of uploading an image, let's go to this dynamic tag option and set it to featured image. Okay, you can see this is the featured image for this post, and then let's make the position to center and also the size to cover. Okay, then here for this content, I want to place this at the bottom of this section. So go to the section layout, and from here make the column position to bottom, and we also need to make it to full width, but here we also need some gap. So go to advanced, and here on the right side let's make 30 pixel padding, and also on left let's make it to 30. And lastly, I want to make this section with rounded corner, so we can go to style. I want to make the border radius to 50 pixel. So our section design has been done. Now let's design this content inside that. So first of all, let's change its color to white. From here, let's go to the color and make it to white, and also change the typography. So select this font to this one, font size to 12 pixel, font weight to 700, and also make the text transform to all uppercase. And we also need some letter spacing between that, so let's make it to 2. And also here we don't want this underline, so make the text decoration to none. But here this is not working, so let's again make this to default. Okay, so we will write some custom CSS to remove this underline. From the custom CSS, if we write down the selector A and the text decoration to none, then you can see this underline has gone from this text. Okay, after the category, let's design this title. So first of all, I change the color to white, and from the typography, let's make it to this font 26 pixel, make the font weight to 700. Okay, that also looks great. Then next, this author, so again make this to white color, and from the typography let's make the font to this, make the font size to 13 pixel and font weight to 600. And here we also don't need this underline, so from here let's copy this custom CSS and also paste this for this post info widget. So let's paste this to here. Okay, now finally let's adjust the gap between this widget. So for this widget, let's reduce the bottom margin to -12. for this one. I also want to add some top negative margin, -16, and here I want some gap from the bottom, so let's make it to 37 pixel. Okay, now everything looks great. But for this section here at the bottom, I want to add some dark gradient background, because if you have a bright background, then you cannot properly read this white text. So for this, let's go to the section settings and go to background overlay. Here let's add a gradient background image. So let's choose the first color to fully transparent, but for our second color, let's make it to a semi-transparent color. Okay, this. Okay, now let's click on this publish button to save this and click on save and close. And our custom layout has been successfully created. So now let's go back to again our page. And here first of all we need to refresh this. Okay, now from this archive post widget, from this skin option, let's select the option custom. And then from the template option, we need to select our newly created template, which is this one, custom loop template. Okay, now you can see our custom template has been applied for each of our blog posts. That looks really cool. Okay, so right now from here I want to customize this a little bit. So you can see this column option. I want to make this to 4 column and also want to increase the width. So go to the section and here let's make its width to 1620 pixel. Okay, but on the left and the right we need some padding, so go to this advanced settings and on the left and right let's put 10 pixel of padding. And then we can also adjust the gap between each blog post. So go to this archive post widget and from the style we can control this from here. So let's make the column gap to 40 pixel, and if we make it to 60, that also looks perfect. Okay, but here we want to add 2 more posts. So in one page we want to show in total 12 posts. So for this, let's first of all save this, and we need to set that from our dashboard. So under settings, if we go to readings and if we make this option to 12 and click on save. Okay, now if we refresh this page, here we can see now our 12 posts. Okay, now we will add the hover effect for each of our blog posts, but before that, here I want to customize this pagination. So if you go to the settings from here and here you can see the option for pagination. I want to make this to load more, and here you can see this load more button instead of this 1 2 3 pagination. So first of all, let's change this text in lowercase. Then if you go to style, so here is the option for customizing the design of this button. So under load more button, first of all let's change the background color to dark color, and from the typography I want to select the font to this, make it 20 pixel and also the font weight to 600, and then make the border to rounded, so make this to 100, and then let's finally adjust the padding, so make it to 23, but on the left and right I want to make it to 60 pixel. Okay, and let's finally add some gap at the top. So go to content and here under pagination let's increase the spacing to 65. Now let's update this and let's go back to again our custom loop. So here now I want to add our hover effect. So for this, first of all I want to duplicate this section. So let's duplicate this from here. And right now, first of all, for this section I want to change the background. So if you go to style and instead of this featured image, I want to select a gradient background. Okay, this one. So here you can see this gradient background looks really very cool. So if you want to add this kind of gradient background, you can also get this from this website Unsplash. So if you go to unsplash.com/background/color/gradient, from here you can find a lot of gradient background which you can use in your website. So right now let's go back to here, and here for this section instead of placing this at bottom, I want to place this at the top. So from the section settings, go to layout and make the column position at the top. And here for this widget, I want to make some top margin. So here let's make it to 30 pixel, and let's also increase the font size for this heading. I want to make it to 36 pixel. Okay, now I want to show this section when someone hover over on this. So to do this, first of all, I want to place this section above this. So let's go to this edit section and go to advanced, and we also need to add some custom CSS here. Okay, now you can see these two sections are now placing one over another. Now after that, here I also want to add a class for this section. So let's add a class to post hover and update this. Now let's go to the archive page, and if we refresh this, okay, now on this page for each of our blog posts we can see this gradient background, but here we only want to show this background when we hover over on that post. So to do this, we need to also add some custom CSS. So let's click on this archive post and go to advanced, and from custom CSS let's paste this. So now we can see this gradient background has gone, but when we hover over on each of the posts, we can see this nice gradient background, and we can also see the nice transition of this text, which also makes it feel more professional. Cool. But here lastly, one of the most important thing we forget to do, we need to link up each post with our single blog page. So for doing this, let's go to the custom loop, and under here I want to add a button. So let's drag this button widget to here, and for this section I want to make its height to the same height. So if we go to here we can see we have set the height to 560 pixel. So let's copy this height from here, and also for this section I want to set its height to the same. Okay, and for this button I want to link it with the post URL. So from the link of the dynamic option, I want to set this to post URL, and again go to the section settings, and from here first of all I want to make its content width to full width, and finally we also need to add some custom CSS to place that over this section. So for this section, let's go to the advanced tab from the custom CSS. If we paste it to here, okay, now you can see this whole section has now become a URL for this post. And here you don't need to worry about this code snippet. All of the code snippet I have given on my website. I have given that link on my description. You can quickly get this from here. Okay, now let's update this and go to this page and refresh this. Okay, but before refresh, let's also update this. Okay, now here with this hover effect, we are also able to link up with our single blog post page. So right now that looks perfect for our desktop. So let's quickly check this on tablet and mobile devices. Here click on this responsive mode icon, and first of all let's check this for the tablet device. Here this text looks so big. I want to reduce this to 80 pixel, and also for this paragraph let's reduce the font size to 23 pixel. Okay, but here on the left and right we need some gap, so we forget to do that from our desktop. So if we go to the desktop, here from the section settings, if we go to the advanced tab, we have give the padding on the top and bottom. Let's also give this on the left and right to 10 pixel. Okay, now if we also go to the tablet mode, it also looks perfect. Okay, here our blog post also looks great. Then let's check this for the mobile device. Okay, here also need to reduce this font size, so let's make it to 48 pixel, and for the paragraph let's make this to 20. Okay, our banner looks great on mobile, but here this section looks big for the mobile device, so I want to reduce the size only for mobile. So let's update this and go to the custom loop template. So let's check this on mobile device. Okay, here on mobile devices, first of all, I want to reduce the height for this section. So let's go to the section, and here I want to set the height to 370 pixel. And I also want to do the same for this remaining two section. So also click on here, let's paste the value, and also for this. And here if we hide these two section above, for this section I want to reduce the size of this heading, so let's make it to 20 pixel. And for mobile, this gap also looks big, so let's reduce the gap from the section settings. Let's go to the advanced and make this to 20 pixel, and let's do the same for our this section. So let's unhide this, and from the advanced settings make it to 20 pixel padding. And I also want to reduce the font size for this heading. So for this section, here is our post title heading. Let's make it to 24 pixel and click on this update button. So right now let's go to this page, and if we refresh this, and here from the mobile preview, okay, here this should work, but somehow this didn't work. Okay, but not a problem, we will fix this with our custom CSS. So let's go to this archive post settings, and under advanced again go to this custom CSS, and here let's paste some custom CSS code. Okay, now this is working properly. Okay, so what we have done here only for the mobile device we have set the minimum height to 370 pixel, and we also set the left padding 20 and right padding 20 pixel. This 20 pixel is the font size of this heading in the middle, and this is the font size for this one. Okay, so basically we have done the same thing we have done in the custom loop option for the responsive mobile mode. Somehow this didn't work in here, so we will do that with the help of this custom CSS code. Okay, and here you can see we have also put the row gap between this blog post to 40 pixel from here, so that also looks great. So right now let's click on update and let's preview this. Okay, from desktop that looks great, and let's check this for other devices. Okay, on mobile phone that also looks great. On tablet this is also okay. But here for this device, this post looks really very narrow. Here I want to make it to 3 column. So for this, let's again go to this edit page. And here first of all, I want to create another additional breakpoint. So let's click on here. And from here, I want to add another one, this laptop. Okay, and then click on update and click on reload now. Okay, here let's go to this responsive mode, and you can see our additional devices has also been added, which is the laptop. So let's click on here, and here I want to make it to 3 column. So let's go to this option and let's make it column to 3. And I also want to fix this heading, it's looking too big for this device. Let's make it to 100 pixel. That's perfect. Let's now update this, and now let's check this from all of our devices. So if you go to jituryan.com/blog, and here we can see this blog page looks perfect for desktop, and here is also our load more button. So if you click on here, our additional blog post has also been loaded. So let's check this from other devices. So now on laptop you can see it's looking perfect. Now it's 3 column. On tablet it's also looking fine. And lastly, let's check this for mobile. Okay, on mobile it's also looking great. So that's how we can create this custom blog page by using Elementor. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now. I will see you on my next video.